You have myself, Joy, Dr. Joy, pre-PhD, and Miss Callie over here. How are you, Miss Callie?
I'm good. How are you? Where you at? I can't see nothing.
I'm at home.
No, I meant. Oh, there you are. I didn't even see your little circle. Okay.
Oh, I'm at home. How are you today? How'd you say
Look.
you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I know D and Callie are, I mean, and Montique are coming. I'm going to email them right quick, text them right quick.
Okay.
But do you have a chapstick moment that you want to share?
Um. Not right off. Not right off. We were just in the car talking about something I wanted to bring up, and now I can't even remember it.
I did that by accident. I'm calling y'all by accident.
Mhm.
I'm calling y'all by accident. Um on the thing, let me call Demesia.
Mhm.
All right. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started.
Oh,
Go ahead.
did you see that? Um, the Zoom call where the lady used that racial slur, thinking she was on mute today.
Yes, I did see that.
Can you believe
I
that?
did see that. Today I don't discount anything. I think we living in a world where racists and people and prejudiced people, they feel emboldened. You have a president that talk crazy and they feel emboldened. I'm
That's true.
serious. It's a trickle down effect. And
Yeah.
it kind of seeps into every part of our lives. I'm sure she finna pipe back on. I don't know what happened, but she'll come back. But anyway, there was a chapstick moment that I wanted to talk about a little bit. I don't know if any of you all have had the pleasure of seeing the trailer for Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17. It dropped this afternoon. What you think about it? Did you get a chance to look at it, Callie?
I know. I mean, I posted it, but I didn't look all the way through it.
Okay. My
I
daughter
saw
didn't.
the last part that what Portia and the short lady got into it.
Oh, okay.
The waffle chick. What'd your daughter say?
She didn't like it. She didn't like it. She says she thinks Atlanta is dead. I keep telling her I think if this is a bad season for Atlanta or if it's kind of a tired season,
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a perfect opportunity. If Nene makes an impact on the Ultimate Girls Trip, that she should be back for season 17. I really do think that there really might be a chance now. For real. I ain't just wishful thinking.
I mean, I don't know. It seems like she's been off for so long. Of course, Nene's gonna always bring the ratings, but what or is everybody really gonna stop what they're doing and go watch Nene?
Oh, I would. Girl, I've been looking. Let me tell you something. If you are, if I've learned nothing from TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
I've learned a lot. One of the many things that I've learned is that Nene is got to be the most iconic housewife. Love or hate her, it is the scenes that she does that you see people repeating, that people are lip syncing or what do you call them? Not recapping, but what is it called?
Reviewing
Reenacting.
or what?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
reenacting. I see Nene all the time, and period. And people love reenacting. I saw one that was so funny with Phaedra when Phaedra was sitting up there with that table full of mothers trying to convince them that she didn't know when she was going when she, uh, that she didn't know when her due date was, and everybody like, girl, it ain't
Yeah,
nothing truthful coming out of your mouth.
yeah. I
Every
remember
last
that.
one of those women at that table was a mother.
Yeah, well, and I think she is iconic. I like watching her.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know. I think Housewives is just maybe is that dead that maybe I don't know if Nene could save it or not actually. Because I don't think anybody's been watching her talk show or we never hear about it anymore. So she's been on or trying to start up other things, but nothing has really landed well. So I don't. I would like to see her succeed back on here. I just don't know that anyone can do that now. I don't
Nene
know.
makes talks too much to have a talk show. And I
I
like Nene.
agree.
She talks too much. It's just like me having a talk show.
Yeah. True.
I've been and took over the whole thing. It's not, it just that was her issue. But I will say this. Nene impromptu, and the reason that people were asking, I don't know if they were asking for that, but Nene is funny. And there are people in our lives, in our real everyday lives, that are just funny without even trying. That's just part of their personality. And I think that's what I think the franchise needs. I did remember a chapstick moment that I don't know, and this is just a part of the Housewives of Hemisphere. I don't know if y'all saw this clip, but over the weekend, old Whitney over there from Salt Lake got sloppy drunk at some kind of, I don't know what it was, but I don't know if it wasn't a meet and greet. She was on a stage with a microphone, and she was overserved. That's all I can tell you. She was drunk. She was obviously drunk. And Whitney was talking about how, if you all watched this last season, there was kind of controversy about, what's the older lady's name? Meredith going off on that one girl.
Yeah, the one going through the divorce.
The one don't mess with her children.
Oh, I don't know.
I can't think of her name. She's the one that she doesn't see her children a whole lot because her children say she prioritizes men over her children.
I'm not sure which one that is. See, I don't watch it a lot.
So okay, yeah, I don't watch it a whole lot. That's why I'm kind of confused with these names. But I can't think of her name. But apparently they said she attacked her on that airplane, because if you watch last season, it was controversial about what she said, and everybody was acting all crazy. Like, what did this girl say to her? Now, she explained why she attacked her. If you watch the reunion, that it was stemming from her trying to say she was anti-Semitic, that she had made a comment that she didn't like. No, it wasn't that she made a comment that she didn't like. It was some kind of, was it an artist of some sort, or I don't know if it was a makeup artist or somebody in their world had made a comment. It wasn't her. And whoever this person was also worked for Meredith.
Okay.
Once she was made aware of it, she did let the person go, but it wasn't like she made the comment. But whatever it was, she attacked her, physically attacked her on the airplane. And she was like, lawyers are involved. That's why you won't know what's going on. She was like, and I'm probably going to get fired for this. I'm like, girl, somebody get that mic from her. Because
I wonder how did I not hear about that? That sounds juicy.
I sent it to y'all. I sent it in the group.
Okay.
Yes. It was, you have to watch it. I could not believe that. I couldn't believe that nobody took the mic from her. But yeah.
Was it the last episode before the reunion? Or do you remember?
This was after this was over the weekend.
Oh,
you're talking about when she attacked her. You're talking about when she attacked. Oh no, that was they were coming home from their class cash trip.
Okay.
And so it was at the very end.
Okay.
But they argued over what really happened, and nobody would say what really happened.
Just like they never said what really happened with the one girl's broken bloody nose that Jen Shaw gave her. Why do they try and keep that good stuff?
Oh, you talking about with the black eye?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Black eye, not to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was strange. I hate when they do that, because you're watching the show and you're confused, like what's going on. It was something I remember, I was years late watching Housewives of Beverly Hills, and I think it was like the second season. It was some kind of scandal on there about somebody's children being born via somebody revealed a secret, and it was like a really big deal. Nobody would say. I had to call my auntie on the phone, like, what's this secret that they talking about? Because I went the whole season expecting to hear the bomb drop.
Okay.
Like, you should not be able to do that. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
And it was over her children not being born naturally. They were
Okay.
test tube babies, basically.
And somebody tried to make a big deal out of that.
Yeah, somebody must have said it on the show, but it never aired. But it became that person's storyline the entire season. That just should not happen. And that's what the airplane situation was. I'm like, why are we talking about something that don't make sense to us? But anyway, we can move on. If y'all watch Salt Lake, if y'all are bored, I think Salt Lake is a pretty good show. It's not.
I like the cast. I don't watch it all the time, but I like the show too.
Yeah, I don't watch it in real time. Like, I don't even know what day of week it come on. But when I'm sleeping or doing something or cleaning up or whatever, I will turn on Salt Lake, and it keeps me interested. It's not like, ooh, I want to know what happened next.
Yeah,
but they have really good scenes, like when they have their little powwows that happen when it in Potomac, it be at a table eating.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of theirs at a table as well, but they have like themed stuff. Like, it's pretty interesting. They had a Greek tragedy thing where this girl did this poem based off of all the things that they told them about each other.
Oh,
and they did a whole play based off of it. I was like, dang,
Jesus.
And it was a Greek, because they were in Greece, so it was quite interesting.
Yeah, it sounds like it was. Hey, what are your thoughts on Tyra Banks in that little documentary?
I watched 3 parts. I watched all 3 parts the other day. I watched America's Next Top Model, not the first season. I picked up on the second one. And I probably watched from like season maybe 2 to about 6. It started to get the same old wilder situations, stupid challenges. It just became like, oh, I'm so sick of seeing it. So I just kind of stopped watching it after so long. But Tyra is kind of a bitch.
Beyond. I mean, she is.
Yeah. Ugh. I think that's kind of typical for that world. And if you all are in like these Epstein files, I was kind of wondering, like, it's so much trafficking involved with these girls, and there's so much sexual
and maybe that is the type of environment, maybe that is somewhat things to expect. But that whole Shawnee situation, what's her name, the girl that ended up being recorded while she was being intimate with that guy.
Yeah, I watched
it. When they asked Tyra about her, and she was like, oh yeah, I remember her. I just don't understand what made Tyra agree to appear on that show, because it made her look bad. I mean, I could not believe that she was.
Well, she admitted that was the worst situation. Somebody asked, the producer or whatever did ask her, what do you think is the most something or the most regretful thing? And she said the Shawnee situation. Ooh, that girl.
Yeah, well, J. Anthony said she was there with him when the call came in saying what was happening, and she chose not to stop it. If that is true, that's scary.
At the same time, when we were watching this on TV, none of us saw this as a big deal. I didn't. It was a girl. I
did.
I didn't. Me and my sister was just talking. I mean, not me and my sister. Me and my daughter was just talking about this. Because I didn't think it was a big. Well, I mean, it was interesting TV. It was reality TV of that time, but it wasn't. It was a girl who got drunk and slept with somebody. Yeah, that was the extent of it. It wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah, no, it was very bothersome to me. It's like nobody's gonna stop her. I mean, I remember I used to watch.
Well, I kind of do remember that. Like, everybody knows she's drunk. If you know your friend is drunk, you do pull your friend away.
And you know that the camera is on.
Yeah.
Somebody should, but anyway, they didn't. Tyra seems to be getting a lot of the friction from that, even though Nigel Barker and them, they're not necessarily innocent in it. Right. And I don't remember that one black girl's name, but she was the one that was modeling, and the Jamaican, I think, was there trying to grab her down at her hips and everything.
I do remember her.
She kept saying, "You back up, no, back up." And in the end, she said to him what's his name? Jay. What's his name? The cute short one.
Oh, Jay Manuel.
Jay Manuel. Okay, so she said to him, this is uncomfortable. I don't want him doing that. And he rolled her eyes like you were getting on my nerves for complaining.
Yeah, that's
So
what it felt
a
like.
lot of
Yeah.
stuff went on. They
Yeah,
can't finish it
I
all
do.
the
I
time.
do kind of remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, people weren't, I do have to remind people that we're living in a different time. This is
Mm-hmm.
way before the Me Too, although it feels like it is common sense. But there's a lot of things that happen in the media today. I mean, we that happen on reality TV that can get you canceled. But we're kind of like a country where we're kind of losing. Well, I ain't gonna say that we ever had moral standing. We got a president that is
Okay.
a freaking pedophile. But I said it. Nobody else said it. Let me be clear about that. Nobody else said it, just me. But I'm like,
Yeah.
we're kind of living in a world where it's kind of like two worlds. You
Yeah.
either are on the end of morality or you're not. So, and a lot of us are okay with a little immorality.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're being honest, we justify certain behaviors that we're watching, like certain things. I'll give you an example. In real time, watching Making a Band, I was
Mm-hmm.
disgusted by Diddy. I have not been a friend of Diddy's since Making a Band. Matter of fact, I felt like I was bullied into watching it because everybody was watching it and was talking about it. But I
Mm-hmm.
remember thinking, this dude is a psychopath. He's dangling dreams.
That's when I picked up on his issues as well, the way
Yeah,
he treated them.
I didn't like it. I did
Yeah.
not like it. And
Yeah.
I could not relate to being a model because to me that was such a dirty world. Um, where uh, in my mind, not it was dirty because it's based off of very young girls
Mm-hmm.
that's a certain size, and it was almost a prerequisite that you had to get naked at some point. You were either going to be butt naked or you were going to simulate naked. The second season, the first couple of seasons, there was this thing about I don't want to do nude, I don't want to do nude. So
Mm-hmm.
Tyra, one season, it could have been like even like the third season or possibly the second, but it was pretty early on in the season. Like one of their first challenges was to be nude. She wanted to know upfront who was willing to do that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, so it was a world to me that was just dirty. So, but I could relate to somebody wanting to be a singer, a rapper, that sort of thing. Because
Mm-hmm.
grew up in the '90s, everybody wanted to be a singer or a rapper.
Yeah.
So, you know, it bothered me that he was dangling their dreams.
Yeah, he was. And I knew something was off when he and Lorianne Gibson got into it. And Michael Bivins, did you see
Oh,
that episode on Making the Band?
see, I had
It was
stopped watching
just
it.
as much dramatic stuff happened on there as it did on Tyra Banks stuff, if
Absolutely,
not
I
more.
thought he
It
was
was
worse.
crazy.
Yeah, I thought he was
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tyra went off every once in a blue moon. He went off pretty regularly.
He did. He did. And sometimes it was funny. It's like, is he really stop Diddy? But then you saw when he was that upset and they were talking to Lorianne, I knew something was wrong with that. Anyway, I don't know if you saw it. Montika's car shopping, so she will not be making it.
Oh, okay.
So we can get started whenever you want to.
Okay. All right, yeah, we can go ahead and get started. All right, so this season of this episode, part 2, starts with a cliffhanger. With from last week, and it starts with them Wendy telling Ashley that she has no accomplishments. That really bothered me because I have enjoyed Wendy this season. That to me, that's just me. My opinion, alone, it ain't worth the hill of beans. I thought was so cruel because the places that Ashley really could have gone, a place that I could have gone as a woman that's a little bit quicker on her feet. Like, girl, what is your accomplishments going to mean when you got 16 felonies on your shoulder? in 15 years. People, and I know people could probably say, well, um, those accomplishments aren't gone anywhere. I said the hell it ain't. Because I don't even think if they got felonies, they can't hold a weed license. They won't be able to sell their weed. Who is going to hire a felon professor? Who's going to hire a felon lawyer?
Yeah, but they were talking about accomplishments. So she's already been accomplished in those fields. Would she return to it? Maybe not. I mean, it sounds like she's not really going to be able to.
But
But
what is your accomplishment going to mean if you're in prison?
but it's meant a lot up to this point, though. She has, I mean, her life for what, 20 years or whatever, she's been doing everything she went to school to do, everything her mama wanted her to do, which sometimes is an issue. But yeah, so her accomplishments still matter because she's never just had a dream and didn't go for it. And she was able to fulfill her dreams for a very long time. So she can go to jail for 15 years. Her accomplishments mattered when she was able to use them to me.
I hear you. I don't know how much that's going to mean. It's kind of like if I go to school to be a teacher and I get a license and then I get a felony and they find out and they fire me, I can't teach anymore. Yeah, I went to school to be a teacher, but what is it going to do?
And when she was wanting to leave teaching anyway.
I mean, I'm just giving it as an example.
So
I wasn't.
And she did it for a long, long time. It'd be different if she had just started 1 year out of college and, oh, look, I have it and bam, I'm in trouble. I have to stop. But she's definitely accomplished a lot.
I'm not saying that she didn't, but it's not going to mean much with all of your accomplishments when an orange jumpsuit on and somebody else is raising your children because you in jail because you was trying to look like you was rich. Okay, we can move on. So, okay, I don't know how much that's going to mean, but anyway, let's move on. Because
do you want to talk about Ashley's accomplishments before we move on?
I mean, I think that living your life, going to work, whatever that work is, and for the last 10 years, Ashley's work has been working for a network. I think that's an accomplishment enough. She's been on this network for 10 years. Ashley probably makes $700,000 or $800,000 a season. That's an accomplishment in itself that many of us will never see.
What was her accomplishment before she got on the show?
It don't matter.
Of course it does.
It really, yeah, you all want to
like
do. That's just like if her accomplished, she went to school, she got a degree. So so are you telling me that her accomplishments only mattered before she got on the show and
no,
not
but that's what you're kind of saying about Wendy. I'm not saying that at all. You're saying her being on this TV show is an accomplishment. Yes, it is. But when they're talking about the accomplishments, they're talking about outside. What'd you do before this? How'd you end up here? What you doing now?
I mean, it feels like Ashley wasn't necessarily setting herself up to live a grand life. She went to school, she got a bachelor's degree. She didn't do nothing with that bachelor's degree. She was working at clubs. She was living a regular life. And she, as Tia pointed out to Stacy, she married up. She met her rich white man who she married, had them little babies by and divorced him and got a settlement, got her house, and she's taking care of her children. Everybody's life isn't meant to be grand. Wendy wanted to be grand. She met this guy in college. They come from similar backgrounds. They got married. She got her a doctorate degree. He got him a Juris Doctorate degree. And they wanted to live a more grander life. But everybody, it's just like saying I had a 6th grade teacher who she went to college, she got a degree, she got a certification, she became a teacher. She may not have lived a grand life. She bought her a 4-bedroom house, raised her children in it and her family in it, and she died. That doesn't mean she didn't accomplish anything. Everybody's life isn't grand. We don't live grand lives.
Yeah,
I didn't accomplish anything or that I didn't have an impact or a mark in this world, to me, it's kind of cruel. Ashley is Googleable. I'm not.
I am. So good thing you don't know my name, huh?
I mean, maybe. I'm just saying, she's Googleable. She has made a mark. And
Yeah,
everybody, some people are late bloomers
everybody's
in life.
accomplishments are everything is important, yes. But you
Yeah,
did take away Wendy's accomplishments.
I don't think she did. What? She
You
didn't
did,
say
not
that.
her. I mean, in this conversation.
How
In
did
this
she take away
conversation, we're
Wendy?
wanting to acknowledge, what you consider to be Ashley's accomplishment, but Wendy's no longer matters since she may be in jail a little bit. So
No, I'm saying I didn't
everybody
say
should
it.
have.
No, I'm saying what will they mean? What all of these grand things that her and her husband just that worked hard for, getting your I've got a master's degree. In my opinion, it was easy. A master's degree was easier than getting my bachelor's. If I'm gonna keep it a whole buck. Now, getting your doctorate degree, the reason I don't want to get my doctorate degree because I don't want to write that paper. Because I had to write a paper to get my master's degree and they was getting on my nerves.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had no desire to stand in front of these people and have them articulate like that. That was so I'm not saying that getting a doctorate degree is easy. I have not done that. I imagine getting your Juris Doctorate is not easy, nor are any of those tests that you have to pass.
Yeah.
So those are great things that I'm not trying to say that they were easy or that they were a big deal. But what difference does it make if you decide to grow up and have all of these accomplishments, buy this beautiful home, have these 3 beautiful children, and be able to afford to even help take care of your mother? And you decide that you want $500,000 because that's what you try to max out at your homeowner's insurance, that you're going to stage a break-in because that was a stupid crime, a crime that was so low and stupid. The police knew right then and there that it was that they were lying.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would question. I mean, because they definitely did something wrong, but so I don't think that would ever come into question. We just don't know to the extent of what they're going to admit to or not admit to.
And I don't even know how they get out of this with the evidence. I'm and look, I know people probably think I'm a Wendy hater. I actually liked her this season, but Wendy, because I kind of look at this like TV shows. Some seasons I like people, some seasons I don't. I liked Wendy this season, but it was always in the back of my mind that this girl is highly likely finna go to jail. Because I don't know how they get out of this. The evidence that they have is so clear. Even if they really did make a replica of their wedding ring and it wasn't real, you know what I mean? They still can't account for all the clothes that they claim and that's in writing. Because you have to submit to your insurance in writing. They sometimes, if you have an adjuster, they go between you, they'll come up with a template for you to like write in all of your things, your items that's missing. They have to submit that in writing. They submitted over $400,000 worth of items. None of them they got their money for. Because a lot of people don't know that. Wendy and Eddie actually did not get that money. They only got $25,000. They had 3 separate insurance policies that they tried to pull from. Only one of them paid out. And it was $25,000 for her engagement ring, a ring that she was seen by the police in an Instagram post watching. You think the police ain't watching them this season?
They're watching everybody. Everybody who's got it. They probably still watching Teresa. So yeah, all that they're definitely under a lot of scrutiny right now because of what they've done. So kind of have to wait and see what's going to happen.
And I really aren't wishing ill on her. Like if y'all see me online, I'm writing things like I really do hope they come up with a way to get out of this. I've even thought that maybe if Eddie loves Wendy as much as I think he does, and I do think Eddie loves her, I think he genuinely loves her, he will take the fall for this because he could. He could easily say that he didn't know, Wendy didn't know anything about it. She really did think we got robbed.
Just knowing that they only got $25,000 out of that, even though they submitted for 400, almost 500,000. I wonder if that will, in some way, lessen the time they may, if at all, spend behind bars, because they did put paperwork in for a lot of money, but they only got 25,000. So I don't know how that works. It would be interesting to know if that will actually help them, that the others didn't get paid out. And
well,
I guess
only way that I think it would help is for restitution.
mm-hmm.
That if they had to pay something back, it would only be the $25,000. But it
Yes.
doesn't help with the charges. Because all of it is still attempted wire fraud. It's just going to be easier for them to convict him because there's paperwork involved. There's no way that they can get out of this. And the fact that the police, when they went to their house and raided it, they took out, like, I can't remember how many items that they had claimed that they still had in the house. So even if Wendy didn't know that it was, that's going to be the hard part.
How did Dorit get out of it?
Huh?
How did Dorit get out of it?
I think Dorit got out of it because Dorit acted very distraught. She was there. She tried to say it was at gunpoint because it was very clear to me. If y'all watch that video of Dorit, house getting broken into, that person was talking to somebody. They knocked open a window, like a side patio window that they never went in.
It did look like listen, that did look like a setup. But the only reason I question it, it did look like it. Only reason I question it is if Dorit had anything to do with the setup. Dorit, you know where your cameras are. Why are you gonna stand there and be talking to someone on film? So that's crazy to me. They were talking to somebody. If you set it up, why would you do that?
And the fact that she claimed she asked the robbers to leave her phone. And guess what? The robbers left her phone at the front gate.
They sure did. How nice of them.
Good. That is the craziest crap I ever heard of in my life. Like it Garcelle, maybe she shouldn't have said it, but everybody believed it. Everybody was thinking it. But let's go on. Come on, let's get back into Potomac.
Yeah.
I also didn't think that Ashley's read back to her about the 6-7 landing.
God, that was so tacky.
Because the 6-7, it was 6-7, but it was 67 credit cards.
Yeah.
Not 67 Social Security numbers.
Yeah, she thought she was, throwing some slang out there that the kids play with nowadays. 6-7, 6-7. It just didn't work.
That is the stupidest thing too.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of crazy. All right, so we'll have to wait and see what happens to that. What happened after that? Where'd they go to next?
They was talking to Ashley for a minute. They talked about Josh. All the ladies came down on her about.
She embarrassed the heck out of him. To me.
He kind of embarrassed himself. He went to the White House with some tennis shoes on.
She should have left him in the car. The Uber.
She really should have. He should have.
Or I wonder why she didn't dress him. She, they've been out to places before, and she's kind of commented on what he has on. Yeah, you're going to the White House, and you're not going to make some suggestions on what he should put on. Yeah, I thought but okay.
Josh is a sneaky link.
He might be.
And you have to leave your sneaky link as your sneaky link. You might go out and have a couple of beers with them and call them when the kids are asleep or gone for the weekend, if that's what you want to do. But that's not a guy. Y'all aren't even on a same level, and she knows it.
She knows. She said she will be finding her a sugar daddy.
Yeah, and he ain't got no money. No. Ashley. He's just, he might have a good piece of whatever.
So, I thought that was kind of interesting when she said that. No, I'm still going to find a sugar daddy. I'm still going to find my sugar daddy. That's interesting. Sugar daddy.
As my daughter said, my daughter feels like, and Ashley is crazy because black men, she is the, she's the type that they tend to like, especially when they got $2 in their pocket. I don't know why she not trying to date an older black man if that's what she's into instead of these little white ones, these little treacherous white men.
Can
Uh,
you see? I can't.
I
I
can
can't
see her
see
on.
her. I
Oh,
can't see her with the older black guy.
or even somebody even closer to her age, like in his 40s. Ashley's in her late 30s at this point. She could date a black man in his 40s, maybe on his second leg.
And did you hear Stacy when Stacy? Wait a minute. So she was saying that she dated a politician, and
Yeah,
Stacy said, "Well, he knew he couldn't stay with you," or something like that. And
yeah.
then, which is funny, but I get her point. But what shocked me is Giselle said she was dating. So who Giselle was dating is Corey, right? Or was
Cory
Corey?
Booker,
Yeah.
he just got married.
Did he marry the actress or no?
No, he
He got
married
married to somebody else.
some girl, but she's like connected somehow.
Okay.
Um,
Hopefully he's happy.
Girl, I have to tell you off camera what my husband said.
Wait.
She's a pretty beard.
What?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, Portia. Mhm.
right. That was the rumor, but that's because it's not like he didn't have plenty to choose from. You're an educated black man. He could have
Mm.
been married.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, but
Shannon Sharp. I
she's
ain't
a
heard that name in a
pretty
while.
woman.
Ashley?
No, Cory Booker's wife.
Oh, is she? Yeah. Yeah. But is that who you heard was Giselle dating him for a minute? Do you know?
I don't know, but I know that that's kind of true because when Wendy and her were arguing
Mm-hmm.
a couple of seasons ago at the reunion, that it was a rumor that it was Van
Yeah.
Jones,
Mm-hmm.
and she said that's not who it was, but
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, she I don't know, but I mean Van Jones, he likes them a little lighter than Giselle. We'll just leave it there.
Okay.
You make the conclusion.
Yeah.
But he's divorced now, so
Mm-hmm.
and
We ain't even gonna talk about those
he
Kim.
used to be in the Nation of Islam.
We're not gonna talk about the Kim Kardashian rumors because why?
Yeah.
Because they were rumored to be together.
What did you
All
think
right.
of? We can move on. What did you
Yeah.
think about after they got off of Ashley a little bit? Um what do you think about, I don't know if you want to jump into like Monique and
Yeah.
oh
I
well
mean,
well before we leave it, if y'all
mhm.
want to talk a little bit about Ashley and the whole Sharice of it all.
You know what? I think Ashley was not being 100% truthful when she said it ended at a kiss, but it is what it is. I do, however, believe everything she's saying about Sharice. Sharice, now, I don't remember Sharice ever joking about her being her daughter-in-law, but it was weird to see her suddenly go out on this press tour about how much she hated everything that was going on with
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
So in many ways, I'm Team Ashley on that. I don't know what's going on with Sharice, and she just seems
Sharice
really
just,
secure in that Sharice was okay with it.
yeah,
So,
and Sharice had Sharice responded that way, I think people would have been okay with it. But
mm-hmm.
the fact that she's doing it after when all the people are complaining,
Yeah,
it makes you feel like she's looking for 15 minutes.
yeah,
And
yeah.
she's just killed her spots because, Giselle has been trying to get her back on the show for years. She said that on her podcast. So she said every event that Ashley has, they would always invite her. And a lot of times they cut her out, but they always invite Sharice. Sharice has just now exited Potomac because Karen don't mess with her. Karen don't fool with her. Now
Mm-hmm.
Ashley and Giselle ain't fooling with her. Nobody's gonna invite her places.
She didn't bring enjoyment to the show for me anyway, so I won't miss her.
I
Yeah.
agree, but I'm just saying, why would you
Mm-hmm.
bite the hand that feeds you.
I think she just kind of got taken over by all the talk that was going on, and she felt y'all done made her feel like she had to go out and say she didn't know nothing about it. I think that was a bad move on her part. She handled it wrong. But she's getting all these invitations from Sherry Shepherd and all these so-called people, and that made her feel very good.
Yeah. So
And
she
it's too
got.
bad.
Hope you enjoy your 15 minutes because
Yeah.
it's gonna be good. It's gonna be over.
It
But
is. Yeah, and whether Ashley stays or not, or whether you hate Ashley or love Ashley, we're gonna still see Ashley on here. And even if she's not on here, she's still gonna be singing Roberta Flack songs. So she'll be in our view for years to come, more so than Sharice will be, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
thought that was like crazy. You just don't do that.
I agree. I agree.
They ended I don't know. Let me also say this. Because Giselle had mentioned the court case and what happened with the
Yeah.
court case.
Mm-hmm.
And Ashley, he had asked before that, he had asked Ashley about her stepdad and stuff. I'm like, I'm sick of seeing OGs, in my opinion, don't need storyline. We've seen their stories.
What?
Yeah, I think we've had 10 seasons of their stories. At some point, it's only 2 OGs on here, assuming, I don't know, but assuming they both come back, they don't necessarily need personal stories unless something significant is happening. If Ashley got her straight up boyfriend that's for real, and not Josh, but let's say she met somebody that she's really serious about, and he was on the show, yeah, that would be interesting. The same thing with Giselle. I don't think they need personal stories. We've seen their personal stories. Why not learn more about everybody else? This was like, for example, this was Wendy's best season. She was open, she was transparent. This was the first time Wendy has been on Potomac, and I didn't feel like she was faking a scene. Her scenes were good. They were like really good.
Yeah, this was a really good season for her. I mean, it really was.
Good.
But I don't agree. I don't think that Giselle and Ashley don't need a storyline, because in the end, if they really don't need anything, all they're doing is talking about other people or commenting on other people. That's not going to end well for them. No, I don't want to see.
I'm not saying it'll end well, but it's unnecessary. We've seen.
I think it's very necessary with the paychecks they're getting. I bet they're pretty nice. And all you're going to do is start trouble.
No, it's not about starting trouble. Sometimes the storyline is your dynamic within the group. I'm not saying that you ain't never got to have nobody in your house or something, but you don't also have to fabricate things as well. Like Giselle obviously filmed with her daughters. We saw 3 or 4 clips that we got snippets of. We don't. I mean, her girls were home for the summer. They filmed a great deal into the summer. So she filmed explaining things, but it's not interesting. I hate to say it, because we've had 10 seasons of that. Why not spend more time? It's just like we know hardly nothing about Angel.
Right. She's a different situation.
But I'm just saying, we know nothing about Angel. We know nothing hardly even about Stacy, and her scenes look really awkward.
I like her scenes, but I think that if we really are not going to get any storyline on Giselle, and I think Giselle, first of all, Giselle's good on the show no matter what, but other than that, she's never going to be first chair again, and all she's going to do is talk about other people. I don't want that. I don't want to see that. Just, and I think there was a scene.
But I mean, they're presenting it, and it's not being shown.
There was a scene though when she said, the scene where she said, Stacy, when she needs to stay away from your husband and your kids. To me, Giselle was reaching, because what do we know about a kid that Stacy should stay away from? So while she's out there trying to produce scenes, because she definitely is good at producing some scenes.
I think that was a joke. Hide your wife, have your kids. It was like, hide your wife, that Antoine, I can't think of his last name.
I know I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I think that was I think that's her sorry attempt at humor.
Okay, sorry attempt. I agree.
Yeah, I think sometimes people say things that don't land. It's kind of like when Kay was like, "You're jealous of my life, my thing,
she's
my
crazy.
condo." As my
Yeah.
daughter said, who lives in an apartment, she said, "Girl, I wouldn't even be jealous of a condo." And she said, I know Stacy. Hey, it was
This is true.
and
Well,
it's true. Like sometimes they say things that just don't land.
I know, but if you're saying things that are not landing because you have nothing else to talk about, that is not good.
I hear you, but I don't think that Kay doesn't. I told y'all this
I'm
3
talking about
seasons.
Giselle. We know
Oh,
Kay.
you talking
This
about?
needs to be her
Oh,
last season.
okay,
But yeah,
yeah.
we can talk about her. We can go to Kay.
Oh, to Kay. I told y'all 3 seasons ago. I didn't think that was a good idea. I've been pretty consistent about Kay being the help. And
Okay.
not in a bad way, because if I was on the show, I would be considered the help. I don't live a fabulous life. I would be a help. You either find me interesting or you don't. And most of them don't, some of them really are housewives. Like Nene really was a housewife. She didn't have no job.
I love Nene.
Like Greg got
season 1, Nene said, "I ain't rich as the other y'all. They left me way behind."
She said she balls on a budget. I still say that. I balls on a budget. Yeah. And I'm finna get all Cardi B and Jocelyn on you. Greg got her out the strip club.
What?
Nene, yeah.
Oh no. Sorry. I thought you meant Greg and Kiana.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So yes, I know she came from the strip club.
Yeah, he met her at a strip club.
It just wasn't the one that served steaks like Stacy. Like
right.
I know.
Nene never claimed it. Yeah, Nene never claimed it.
Yeah.
So I mean, he got her out the strip club, and she became a housewife.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it looked like. Because Greg was a little older than her too. He was a little older than her, but yeah, Nene. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah.
I don't know where you want to move next. Where you want to move next?
Well, I kind of want to stay on Kiana. Her and first, okay, so her and Jazzy. Mm-hmm. What the heck? I mean,
yeah, they do not like each other.
What is going on? Was there like something I missed? The way they're going at it, and then first of all, Jazzy said that she stole her husband or the wife from him.
Did you see her Carlos King interview?
Who? Oh yes. Well, not all of it, but yes, I did. What I think what's going to get her is those recorded calls. I posted that a few weeks ago. We're just going to ignore the fact she's been recording y'all calls, but okay.
Yeah. Before we go to recorded calls, let me go back a little bit.
Yeah.
On a Carlos King show. The little snippet that I saw was Jazzy explaining. That was weak of her to say that she stole him for his wife. And Carlos asked her, "What where'd you hear that from?" She said that when she met Kiana, she was just kind of telling her about her guy. And she was like, "Yeah, he's been divorced 3 years." She said, "Well, how long y'all been together?" And she said 3 years. So that's where she got that from.
Okay.
Out there, that's a week. That's not like I heard they claim they've been together 4 years and he only been divorced 3.
Yeah, I don't know why she went if that's really the case. Yeah. I don't know why she went that way, but
that's what she said on the show.
Yeah.
Unless now I did hear a snippet. Unless she said something else, and I'm not privy. I wasn't privy to that part.
But did you see the emails, the back and forth, the text that they had on? Was that aired on the show? The text saying she felt the need to explain herself. Is that what it was? So Kiana put out that long text, which cracked me up because in it she says, something along the lines of, I don't want to do a performative conflict. I don't want to engage in a performative conflict. It's just not something she does, which really had me laughing for about 5 minutes because every time she's been in any kind of conflict, she was absolutely performing.
Yeah, she was.
Just over and over again, she was performing when she says, my man, my condo.
My things. And that was not a read. It's funny. But it wasn't, it'll be funny. It is something that I could see somebody reenacting on TikTok, though. I could see that because it was funny. And not because they would be kind of making fun of it. And I wish that they had aired in real time. That
All right,
when
can you hear me now, Joy?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just rambling on because I
Joy.
thought that I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Joy.
I can hear you. Okay, she'll come back. But anyway, I thought it was kind of jacked up that in real time we didn't know that Wendy had actually hugged Kiana at that party or event that Kiana went to, and she was feeling some type of way
Joy,
because
I'm sorry. My phone got to ringing and
oh yeah, there's no
I
problem.
got cut off. But go ahead.
I was saying that I thought that it was kind of jacked up that they didn't air the part that somebody had sent Wendy. Oh, they probably sent it when it aired though. But Wendy was saying that um, after the event, somebody must have took a picture of her hugging Kiana, and she ended up showing that picture to show that everything seemed fine. It could be a situation. It did feel like all season that Kiana and Angel wanted to have a problem with Wendy, and one of the
Yeah.
reasons why I liked Wendy so much this season is like Wendy had decided, girl, you're not going to hear the worst of me this season. You're going to get the best of me. How she curved them to me was really, she was very calm. She,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, she was collected and together. And I liked how she handled it because everybody, there are real beefs, and then there are beefs that you want to manufacture for TV. So it
Mm-hmm.
was rich of her to say that, Kiana, because it felt like she wanted to beef with Wendy. And just the mere fact that Angel was so mad at her, why would you call her baboon lips and all? That was like disgusting.
It
And
was.
he was dripping with colorism, because
It was.
I don't know if that was just me. I hope it wasn't just me. It kind of felt like Angel didn't think Wendy was attractive.
And her sister, I don't know, it just all felt a little muddy when they were
Yeah,
talking about that. It
felt
didn't,
dirt. Yeah,
yeah, it didn't come out right at
yeah,
all.
I agree.
But Wendy has been very calm with that, but clearly she has other things, going
But
on. So
that
I
was
wouldn't take them
before.
touched.
That was before.
It was.
Wendy wasn't arrested. Now, I doubt seriously that Wendy and them thought it was coming. They would have been bragging about how much money they got and redoing their house and all that, because the police gonna use all
And
of that
and the
against them.
production team going pulling out stuff we didn't even know to expect. It's gonna be all kind of clips when
And
court
they
starts.
subpoenaed Bravo, by the way.
Yeah, yeah,
They subpoenaed Bravo. So,
yeah.
it's a lot. It's a lot. And I felt like Bravo, I wonder, did they play into some of this as well? Obviously, this is what Wendy wanted as her, um, I'm assuming she wanted as her storyline.
Hmm.
She was story rich because not only like renovating your
I
house.
mean, at the perfect time, 6 seasons in, you on the best season you've had yet,
Yeah,
and this,
yeah,
yeah,
this is
it's
her
scary.
fifth season.
Okay, and this is what we're getting. It just
Oh
feels so
no, this is
produced.
her sixth season. You're right.
Yeah, it felt kind of produced because maybe these were scenes they would not have necessarily shown, but since they've been arrested, let's go get
Yeah.
everything that talks about money in any kind of way.
Yeah.
And forgive me, Judge, but I hope they get away too.
Yeah. And I do think they added that old silly scene at Kemosabe or Kamasabe, whatever the name of that, when they went to that store when they were in Aspen, and all
Hmm.
of them sitting around saying, well, I spent this amount of money. All so Wendy can say, I'm rich and my kids is rich. I feel like because the whole scene was like, oh, this is so corny. It seemed like it didn't even seem like something they would have on this franchise. They would have added something like that on the Ultimate Girls Trip, because the Ultimate Girls Trip is kind of behind the scenes like.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a whole, if y'all haven't watched, if y'all want something to watch and you haven't seen any of them, go to Peacock and watch them. They show
Hmm.
they smoke weed Oh, they actually went to a dispensary.
I didn't see that after show.
Yeah, it was the season that Phaedra and Eva was on. Eva couldn't, she was talking about that dispensary in Georgia.
That's hilarious.
And
she knew what she was going for.
Right. And she was telling her husband, because she was married to Mike then. I think they back together, but she was married to him then. She was just like, we need to get Georgia to change the laws here in Georgia.
Yeah.
Because he's a politician. So, but anyway, they smoke weed and they roll. They went in the backyard and
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that now.
I could not believe that. It's a whole new different beast of a show. And wait a minute, this really tickled me. One season, this was their last season, season 3, which was excellent, by the way. And in the 3rd season, the shaman, because they were like in somewhere in Thailand, I think. I can't remember where they were. The guy, they had went to go see this psychic. This psychic said that Portia was gonna have problems with lesbians.
Wait.
I swear to God. Yeah, it's been going.
I mean, because I knew the psychic said something, but I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah, he said she's gonna have problems with lesbians, and she said I received that.
Portia's amazing. Okay.
Because Sway is on this new season of
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute. Every time I see Portia, I be wanting to put in the comments, but I don't believe in putting like nasty stuff in people's comments.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. And because and they block you. And I don't be wanting them to block me. So I be wanting to say, girl, if you don't quit playing in people's community.
That's kind of what, and I hate to say it, but I really think, Portia, to me, the girl, she don't want to ever be alone. She's a relationship type of girl.
Yeah, she is.
And if I'm over here,
she's a lover archetype. That's her entire archetype. That's why Portia is fun to watch. Portia is that friend that we have that go every 6 months. She in love.
She is every 6 months.
She falls, but she be serious. Like Portia really does. Like Dennis. As crazy as the situation was with Dennis, she fell in love with him. Now, she may have hooked up with him because he had money, because he wanted to, play with her and spoil her a little bit, but she genuinely loved him. Like, she's the type that actually falls in love. It's not just about money. I don't know how she feels about Simon.
But, well, I will say, I don't get that. Well, we know her and Simon weren't in love. He was still married. But, see, I made that comment about Simon now and lost my train of thought. What was I saying? That's a hard man.
I don't know.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't know what you say. Hill of beans. I don't know. It's just my opinion. I don't think she has anything for this girlfriend of hers. I don't see it.
I don't either. That's why I say every time I see them, girl, quit playing in them their community.
Yeah,
I forgot.
It feels so forced.
I forgot what the word is. If somebody in the chat want to put it in there, I appreciate it. There's a word for the lesbian that's really not a lesbian, but she lets lesbians do things to her. I wouldn't even be surprised if Portia is that type of selfish lover. Yes, I'm not saying she don't. I don't know, but I'm just saying Portia she's a lover girl though. She probably do. I don't know.
I just don't see it. But
Portia. But Sway, these girls that are lesbians, I ain't never been attracted to a lesbian, but I didn't watch enough reality TV to know these girls study men. And they know what not to say.
Like what, Joy?
Yeah. Huh?
Like what? What they know not to say?
They're just smooth. They know that certain things you just wouldn't say to a woman because they are women.
She do seem smooth though.
Yeah, they're just smooth. These little, I ain't talking about the little thug studs. I'm talking about this is a stud with a little money. And it's a stud that was on the last season of Basketball Wives. I don't know. She used to date Mimi on Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah.
That girl, she was the most logical one. All them effing females. You don't know how often I said, how is the stud the most sensible one out of all of them? She made sense every time she talked. She talked logical like a man without emotions. I'm
I
telling
don't
you,
know.
I am a very masculine thinker.
I know.
Well, I think I was raised by a man. I do have to tell people that because my daddy raised me. So I have a lot of masculine thoughts, although I
Yeah.
am very emotional.
I mean, nobody could ever
But
argue
my
that.
daddy was a preacher and was very passionate.
Mm-hmm.
So that may be why. I don't really know, but um these girls think a certain kind of way and men think a certain kind of way. And these studs think like men. They think like the best of the men because they're in tune with themselves. That's why I say that they talk right because they know they study men, so they talk like men with some sense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just me observing them on reality TV. I don't I worked with a stud. I used to work with a stud, a
I
woman.
just want to see
But she wasn't really a stud, but she was.
I want to see how a real breakup would be for Portia and Sway or any other girl. How how would that be? I would love to see because we've seen her in so many breakups with men. We can kind of tell what's coming next. I wonder if it would be the same. I don't know.
Girl, we have to see.
I know. Okay, back to the show. We just
Yeah.
rambling about every other show.
Hmm. What did you think about Tia and Jazzy explaining themselves at that? If you
Can Tia
remember, if you need me to set the scene.
go ahead? Tia, yeah, set the scene because I'm just going to say Tia needs to leave.
Oh, I love Tia.
I know. Go ahead.
Okay, so the scene was about the two teeth and the two dreads. Every time I think about this,
Yeah, two teeth and two
two
dreadlocks.
dreads,
Or one dreadlock. Was it two dreads? Okay.
because it made Jazzy look insecure. It made it
How?
seem, or it made it seem like, okay, so Daddy, if you remember, they were in a restaurant and allegedly that guy with the two
Mm-hmm.
dreads and the two teeth was flirting with Jazzy.
Mm-hmm.
And later, Tia teased her about it and she didn't like it. Tia says she immediately apologized to her. And then she let it go. And then later on at the table, something else came up. I can't remember exactly what was said, but that's when Jazzy kind of lost it because she didn't like the idea of that being presented to the world.
Mm-hmm.
It was about her husband. That's why I made it. It almost was like, I don't want to hear his mouth about this old man with these two dreads and these two teeth. Because I would never react like that. Even if somebody was teasing you, I might say something, but I just can't imagine. That was almost like a reaction of, I done heard enough, or now you didn't piss me off, or it was a defensive like argument. It felt illogical in that moment. You didn't think so? Go ahead.
No.
Oh, you thought that was logical?
No, I didn't really think about it too much at all. I really did. I'm just waiting on the next scene when it comes to Tia. But why she got to throwing out the salary and how he's broke and had to go pull
That
out of
was
the house
so
and stuff.
deep.
I just didn't like that from her. Not that that's different for reality TV, but she's this, what, queen something.
I don't know why y'all think English is prim and proper, honey. They are the shadiest so-and-sos you can, and they shady with a straight face, and they don't understand a lot of cultural clues. Like, it's this, I'm telling you, it's like they don't, I don't think, I do wonder about this. Or do English people, like in England, in Europe, do they study figurative language? And if y'all remember figurative language, remember you start getting it in elementary, but all through it's really, really pushed in middle school, and you should know it by high school. Like, it's not literal language. It's things
Mm-hmm,
not
mm-hmm.
meant to be taken literally. I wonder, do they study them? Because I have had in my life relationships with people overseas, and you're like, they don't understand the cultural sarcasms and idioms and that people say. And idioms are like those little phrases that we would say. My daddy would say, here's one, it's a little harsh, but my daddy would say, "Ooh, it's colder than a witch's titty outside."
Never heard of that one.
Yeah, that's an idiom. It's not meant to be taken literally. It just means because ain't nobody sucking on no tit on no.
Well, why is everybody trusting Tia? I mean, because Stacey will never trust her again. Now you out here spilling Jazzy's husband's financial information. I mean, she's shady. I know.
English
know
are
that,
very shady.
Yeah,
They're
I mean,
very shady.
I don't like that. I mean, and I know that Jazzy's out here recording phone calls, which is also low blows.
Y'all don't watch Vanderpump?
No.
You didn't watch? Okay, when Vanderpump was on, she's really, really shady. She said they mentioned that. They asked her, did she watch any Housewives show? She said she didn't watch Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah, she thought she was concerned, she said.
Are very direct. And things that we would take offense to, they like, what? Like, it's like,
yeah. And it's not so much that she was too direct. It's just that, Jesus, you are really quick to put somebody's business out there if y'all get into a 1-second argument.
Oh, yeah. That's yeah.
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 I mean, it'll be nice to see her back, I think. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I hope so. I really like T. I think she brings a level of something to this cast. I really like her. I mean, of all the newbies that I've seen on television, I'm most excited about her. It don't mean nothing, but I'm just saying I like to see her life. I like to watch her family. Her family is shady. The fact that her husband don't know nothing.
Her husband is the nanny.
Yeah, right. He
didn't like that comment.
Yeah, he did not like that comment. So now he's being defiant just to be defiant because he ain't nobody's nanny.
I bet that's so funny when they talk about it. I can't imagine.
And the fact that she's very transparent at times that kind of shocked me. Like she said a couple of things that I know I've said to the TV. I wouldn't told nobody that. It's like certain things that it's like things that she admitted, like in confessionals and stuff. I was like, girl, why are you saying that? Like, I wouldn't have even told nobody, I don't think, about my husband that I lied about my age when I met him. Because the first thing somebody was saying was, how old was he? Like, almost like, was he messing with some young, you know what I mean? So now you got to explain yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I like T. I don't know. She's shady. We need shady. We need shady and fun. We don't need no more EOs.
She's not shady. I don't see her as shady. I see her as just one that likes to everybody else's business if she knows that it's no longer just their business. I don't think she's shady though. I mean, I like her too. I don't know. Well, I'd take her over Kiana any day.
Okay, if this is you, we know Karen is 9 chances out of 10 coming back. It's highly likely that she's coming back. Let's assume that she is.
Kiana?
So, huh?
What, Kiana?
No, Karen.
Tia. Karen. Okay.
We know Karen is coming back, so we're gonna add Karen in this mix. And the network says, let's get rid of 2 people. Who you getting rid of?
T and Kiana.
Really? Okay.
Okay.
I would not do that. I would say Tia and either what's her name? Angel.
Okay.
And possibly even Jazzy. And I would make Monique a full-time housewife. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Neither can I.
I can't. I actually really like Monique, and it's. I told you I really do.
See, she didn't remind you of old Monique when she was sitting up on that stage, letting them hear that call.
Absolutely.
Messy.
Look, now, no, I like that. It's something I always did feel like Monique was fake. I was all.
Yeah, we knew that. Yeah,
I've always been in the head of where Giselle is. Like, I heard one comment that never left my mind. I'm pretty sure I know what episode it is. I think it was the episode that Robin and Monique got into it, and they had that umbrella. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I never forgot this. Them arguing and somebody saying this girl is so obsessed with her image. I can't
Mm-hmm. I
stand it.
remember that.
And it was
Yeah.
somebody in the background. It wasn't anything they said directly to the camera or anything, but it never left me. And I remember it was like a light bulb. That's it. She is trying to project something that she isn't. So I was looking forward to, like, I really do think reality TV is art. So I like seeing when they present authentic things. That's why I was so irritated with Wendy, and why I like this Wendy. I felt it was authentic this season. And I think that she's authentic. I thought this season Monique was authentic. I thought Tia was very authentic. Giselle is authentic.
Yep.
Stacy, I know why she's going to stay, but is nothing authentic about her. Like, absolutely nothing. We'll find this out, but I don't know if y'all noticed. Stacy said this season, on this episode Sunday, that her and Timu are living together. She said that, and I thought that was interesting because there was an episode.
Joy.
Yeah.
Joy.
Yeah, I'm still here. Okay, so there was an episode of oh crap. She didn't say my name so many times I forgot my thought. I hate when it happens. Oh, Timu, there was an episode where Timu asked, could he move back in?
Hold on, I missed what you said. Every time my phone rings, it cuts me off of.
Okay. No, I was saying that there was an episode where Timu asked, could he move back in the house? In the episode, Stacy said yes. Well, on the after show, they showed that little clip, and the producers asked Stacy were her and Timu living together. Mind you, this was taped in October, like a few days after Wendy was arrested. We know that because in real time, they said that Wendy didn't show up to film the after show.
Okay.
So we know that it happened right after that close together. But when the producers asked Stacy, did her and Timu live together? She said no. Now, from October to, I think they filmed this in January, is a few months. Anything can happen, and they moved in together. But it'll be interesting if he lives in a house or not. I think half the things that come out of Stacy's mouth is a lie. Like this is a very performative, and they talked about that in the first episode. She's very performative.
Yeah,
and it's
she's not
funny.
as performative as I'm seeing some others be. Okay.
Now, it's funny. Performative is happy. It's funny at times. She is comedic comedy. She's the comedic relief, and it's funny at times, but it's not funny all the time. And that's where I guess we can kind of start leading into the last part of this, which is about when Monique comes in.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. That whole scene just took me right back. That whole scene took me right back to the Monique that we were happy to see leave in season 5. So that was really messy. Now,
wait a minute. Before we go there, what did you think about her dress?
Oh, her dress has been ugly since the first day the pictures were put out. But I did list, I think when I posted it, I said, this is my new favorite housewife because she dressed up for her kids and put on a Power Ranger costume. And so when you're doing that kind of stuff for your kids and they'll love it, I think it's sweet. Aside from that, no, that it's horrible. It's like a weapon. It is.
I thought it looked better on TV than it did in pictures.
I thought it was worse. Or maybe just the way the cameraman was. I don't know what they'd be doing with the cameras. It just looked like it was horrible. Party City, October 31, clearance aisle. Okay. I didn't like it. Okay. But I do like it from a mother. I'm doing this for my kid because I think that's sweet. Power Rangers. But they
Oh,
should have put a
we
Power
skipped
Ranger
over
sticker on it.
Jazzy's phone. We skipped
Hmm?
over that. We skipped over that. You wanted to talk about that Jazzy and the phone,
Um,
the recording the phone calls.
yeah. So when Stacy asked her, "Why are you recording the calls?" and she says, "What are you talking about? I'm not recording calls." Blah, 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 blah. Here's what I will say. Stacy did set her up a little bit, made it sound like she was recording the calls, and made it sound like she was doing it behind everybody's back. However, we've heard Wendy kind of say, "Yeah, you did," and somebody else kind of say, "Yeah, you did." However, I've had the same thing happen to me like a couple months ago. So I'm team Stacy. However, I could also be team little bit Jazzy on this because we were on the phone. It was me and I don't even know. Me and some lady was on the phone talking, and the recorded voice came on and said, "You are now being recorded." And
Oh,
and then I stopped and I said, "What? Did you hear that?" And she said, "Yeah, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was you." No, it wasn't me. So
oh.
I wonder if they have
My
Android
daughter
phones.
said that. I didn't, I don't have an iPhone, but my daughter did say that that happens with iPhones every once in a
Well,
while.
not this. The phone that it happened to me on was an Android.
Oh,
Out of nowhere, it
oh.
just said your call is now being recorded. And I
I
thought,
wonder, did the lady, was she on a cell phone? Do you know?
I don't know if she was on a cell phone or not, but we both heard it. She thought it was me, and I thought it was her. And so the only thing it was good for us because I don't know I don't know who she was. It wasn't a friend of mine. It was some kind of business call.
Oh,
And
okay.
we don't know each other enough to need to record. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm
I
not
got you.
wanting to record you, but that message came on. So because I have been in that situation,
Uh-huh.
um, I don't necessarily know that she's lying. I think she is, but that's only because I'm Team Stacy. But okay,
Okay. I got you. I got you.
yeah.
I don't really know. I don't know, but my daughter did tell me that. She said she's heard that herself.
Yeah, it happens, but I
Out the
do
blue.
think when
So
you're
she
not
said,
sure, it can make the others not trust you.
she literally even gave the example of certain words that because that it happens, she don't say on the phone anymore. It's certain
Oh yeah.
countries whose name she won't say
Oh.
out loud. I ain't gonna tell you starts with a I. I'll just leave it there. Where she says
Yeah.
certain countries that she just don't say out loud on the phone. She
Yeah, and
said,
yeah, I believe it.
because I don't know if you remember, there really was the CIA, they had this in like files. There really was, if you said Allahu Akbar over the phones, it tripped something and record your phones.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, that really did happen. I can't
Yeah.
remember. I want to say it was Allahu Akbar. It may have been something else, an Arabic word. But yeah, that kind of blew me.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
blew me. Hearing about it like many years later, because I know I didn't said
Mm-hmm.
it. So it
Yeah,
was weird.
that's kind of scary because if it definitely happens. It definitely happens. I don't know what I could have hit or what that lady hit to make it happen. But Jassy though, she's got a little temper on her. But I still think that Tia was kind of it don't matter.
What you think about Giselle's response to seeing the folder? I mean, the binder.
That was funny. You know
Yeah.
what was funny is when Monique said, wait, when Angie saw the tab, Angie
Yeah.
saw the tab that said last lady.
Yeah. See, I don't know how. This is how I know Giselle
Oh, that was
don't
funny.
pay didn't pay Monique no mind. I knew all of that. I even knew the last lady because Monique used to do these lives that
Mm-hmm.
season. She had did like 2 or 3 lives at the beginning of the season because I started season 5 100% on Monique's side.
I
And
know.
she had did one live before the season began, and then after the first week she did 2 more. One of
Mm-hmm.
Bravo made her take down. That was the one that had the meat, where she actually had that binder out saying
Mm-hmm.
she's going to bring it to the reunion. And she had all of these tabs, and she did have one that she called Last Lady that she
That
said
was
was
funny.
there. But she had one underneath her friend Gigi, who had all of these emails she had been sent to the network. That's how I know Giselle wasn't paying her no attention, because there is nothing, including the information about the pastor and this girl. All of that information she has said online. When I was watching that reunion, the people act like it was such a big reveal. I was like, that girl said this months ago. I was like, how was I'm telling you, she said that how could Giselle? I remember even thinking at some point, how could Giselle not be prepared for that? Because Monique was on Watch What's Happening Live when she talked about the pastor had a girlfriend.
Yeah,
And
but Monique, I mean, not Monique, but Giselle doesn't, maybe she does now, but she's never really been one to like follow social media according to her.
she
So she
doesn't.
probably
I
missed
mean,
out on
she
a whole lot of stuff.
obviously doesn't. Because all of this was out there. Like I remember
Mm-hmm.
thinking, why was she not prepared for that? And in my opinion, Giselle actually had a good opinion, had a good reason, because it was very clear she was kind of messing with Jamal for a minute and he was messing with somebody else. But even that girl that
Tweet.
even the girl that Jamal was messing with that Monique mentioned, it
Mm-hmm.
ended in August. I don't know why I remember. I need a life.
I don't know why either. I was thinking
I
about that.
remember
How she
so
got all
many
these
details
dates?
because it ended in like August, and Giselle and this is why it stands out in my mind. I am a woman in my dating life that believed in having direct conversations. That's that male influence in my life from my daddy.
Mm-hmm.
If I meet when I meet guys and we're dating, and um, before I was Muslim, I'm in the world, you sleeping together. I'm one of those girls that wanted to know what we doing, because I don't kick it. I don't sleep with my friends. So if we kicking it, let me know we kicking it so I can move appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
If
Mm-hmm.
you my man, or we exclusive, I just believe in having direct conversations. And Giselle and Jamal actually had a very direct conversation in the car that I never forgot, because I remember saying Giselle is a woman of my era, because she had a direct conversation with him, and it was like, I'm not dating anybody. Are you dating somebody? It was that
That
kind of
was such an awkward conversation.
I have always, it is not a guy I've dated since I was 16 that I didn't ask that question to.
Now, nothing's wrong with the question, but I remember that scene when her and Jamal was on the highway, and they
Oh,
had the conversation. It came off really awkward. He's like,
yeah.
"Yeah, I was waiting. I didn't know what you was gonna do." It was
Yeah.
just awkward.
But my point to kind of bring this home in a bow with my long story,
Mm.
to me, the relationship doesn't begin until you have that conversation. I know where I stand with you, and you know where you stand with me.
Yeah,
And
but theirs kind of ended after that.
no, it didn't end after that, but it would be many, many months later. But I think my point is, what he was doing in August shouldn't have been an issue. And I think that Giselle kind of jumped the gun saying that she was dating him. That's why he could curve it in emails and say, um, nah, we ain't really dating. I think this is just for the show. And he probably, to my understanding, Jamal has
Mhm.
been trying to get Giselle back for many, many years. She just don't bite.
Yeah,
And here it was him to kind of get the opportunity, and she, I guess she let him back in. I mean, for whatever her reason, she let him back in, and just I guess because we come from the same era, I kind of think like her. She's probably thinking, this my family, these my kids, but her kids wasn't even feeling it.
they sure that you know what they were never shy about it.
Yeah, they
They just were
weren't
never
even
feeling
feeling it,
it.
because they probably knew they daddy and they mama. This gonna last 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
And
I hated that reunion though because Giselle looked bothered, of course, because Monique was going so hard. But just for me, it's like, why are we talking about Jamal? She was shading Jamal and never really
yeah,
shaded
I
Giselle. So
you
that's
know how I
weird.
feel about that.
Right.
Women who go after men to spite the woman, to me, doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that
Now, if it
it was
involves
strange.
you, I get it. If it involves the woman, I get it. But I don't even think it's appropriate. I can't wait till the housewife go off on the woman who asked them about rumors about their husband. Because to me, that's what really should happen. Whatever the F is going on in my house ain't your business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out my life. It ain't about you. I don't want to hear your commentary about it. And if I want to share, I share. If I don't, I don't. And I would straight pull off a Kyle Richards and have a whole off the scene issue. I'm telling you, Kyle Richards on Housewives was having a whole affair with a woman, not figuratively, while she was married and going through with her husband, and none of the women in the cast knew. She went she lived, and they would ask her, she just wouldn't talk about it. But she was sharing with the cameras. She was sharing in her confessionals, and you could see it all in her house. That's how I would handle it. Like Robin could have curved that situation with her and Juan. She could have been talking about it in the confessionals. The girls may have felt the way, but you're not obligated to talk to them about your business.
I
Not
know she's told them that on several occasions.
Yeah, like they're not in there. I mean, that's how I feel. I can't wait to a housewife approach it like that, because that's how you handle scandal. I mean, you could talk about it, but you have 100% control of it if you're doing it in your confessionals and just in your house. Don't talk to your best friend about it. Robin did mention it. She said she couldn't even talk to Giselle about it because Giselle knew about it. So she just chose not to mention it. And if your husband was dealing with something like that and that happened, I wouldn't have re-mentioned it again either. Like that's having to deal with that pain 3 times. That's dealing with it when it really happens. You're dealing with it because you're talking about it on the show. And if it's other people involved, it's drama behind it. Then you're going to have to deal with it when you watch it back.
Yeah.
So I would have control over it. That's just me. I would Kyle Richards. I don't like her. If I was Demisio, I can't remember whoever Brooke Logan is. That's what she is.
Yeah.
She is. But the way she handled her scandal should be commended. Like, I thought that was a piece of art. Because I'd never seen anything like that in reality TV. That was smart. And that's how these women need to move. Like, you ain't got these women. Why you want these women? And then the producers so messy and they getting involved. They're the ones that's messing up the show. They need to get some 90s, some old producers, the ones in their 50s. Because these little young millennial producers, they're too messy in a way that you can't even show all the information. Like when Monique was doing that, when Monique showed that audio, we don't even really know who it was on the phone. I'm going to tell you what the rumors are. Have you heard? You know who it is?
Well, initially, folks were saying that it was Cookie. But
no.
Then I saw the message you sent me that it was her son.
Yeah, it was one of her children. That's why. And if you remember, she started off with, "I know you can't air this," because whatever Chris is, I guess, terrified of what this girl is gonna say.
Okay, would you have brought that information? That your son?
Yes, because she knew it couldn't be aired.
So there's okay.
Oh, you talking about me?
Whoever you mean to me? I'm just gonna go and ask my child who Daddy been talking to.
I don't know. We don't know what the question was.
We don't know what the question was.
We don't even know what the answer is. Look,
if it's true that was her son, why is her son? Even she said, well, why would he know anything about Stacey? Why would he ask her? Why are you asking him about Stacey?
I don't know what was said. That's why I don't have an opinion about that part, because that's the part that's really frustrating. All I know is it wasn't simple, because it wasn't a person's face that wasn't on the floor.
I know, and that's when
Andy.
That's when you know Stacey is that girl. They want to get something on her so bad. And so then when they blocked it out, I'm like, you mean to tell me that's not Chris Samuels on the phone?
Yeah.
It's, I thought that was no, that was tacky to me.
I will say this. This stood out in my head. I emailed Callie, who said she couldn't believe I said this. It does feel like this is a setup, though, and I'll tell you why. Just a little bit. And I think Stacey is a liar, but it is something that's off here. For one, if y'all remember at Giselle's download party, was it her download party? No. It wasn't download party. Y'all remember when all of those girls went to have lunch or something with Monique, and Stacey wouldn't have a conversation while Kay was at the table, so Kay went to the bar.
Yes.
In that conversation, Stacey gave Monique her phone to let her read the text messages. And if y'all remember, Monique gave the phone back and said, "That's before I even met you." Or before she even came back to the group. So that's important. It really is, because that sort of proves that somebody called Chris about his name being dropped before Monique was even amongst them.
Yeah, her name would be Ashley.
And Ashley inadvertently bumping into Chris, asking him about Stacey, could have put a bug on his ear for him to even make him call or text Stacey in the first place. Because men play stuff off way better. Ashley bumping into him saying, "Hey, I heard you dated Stacey such and such, such, such." I'm sure he gave her an earful, because Chris Matthews is messy. He's one of them men. He's a man that set up on a live besides his wife and said that he wished he could turn into Kris Jenner so he could whoop Giselle's behind. I don't even know no man that would say nothing like that.
Well, even if he's messy,
if he wanted to really sincerely do that. And I don't know if y'all know, this is also the same man. They exit all of this out, and Giselle actually confirmed this. And Monique has talked about this before she came on the show and podcast. At that reunion, season 5, that Giselle allegedly lost it. Like,
we've heard
broke down and lost it. And Giselle said that on, she had that little chat room show. She said she lost it. She don't know what they're going to show, but she lost it. That's all we heard. Well, Monique confirmed that in a pod interview many years later and said that she felt like the network was protecting her, why they didn't show it. Now, here is the tea. This is why the network didn't show it. Because they probably couldn't figure out a way to manipulate it and not show Chris charging toward Giselle. That really did happen. If y'all go back, Giselle's bodyguard, because she had a bodyguard this season, because she did hear about his threats. And her bodyguard actually had to come out to prevent her, to make him go have a seat. And if you go back, even back further, and if you could find the trailer that they made for the reunion, they actually show Chris walking toward the middle. You don't know who he's talking to, though. So my point is, they didn't show it because he's messy. So
we know he is messy.
He got way too many girlfriends. What kind of grown married man is friends with Cookie and Sharice? And like, he messy.
Well, we know he messy, but what's messier is to bring your child into the situation. Nothing else matters, in my opinion. We don't. If that's who it is, then I can't see somebody's child just coming up saying, "Hey, Stacey," and say, I don't see a child starting that conversation. And then
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's a whole. I don't know. I don't know what could possibly. My mind has gone to a million places. Not really, but yeah. My mind goes to many places on what could possibly be said, because it's not a simple Daddy, Stacy called Daddy and said it's more than that.
Well, and
And then,
Monique said, "Okay, thank you for clarifying," or something like
yeah,
that. When she hung up the phone,
confirming that.
there's not a situation where a child would be a part of that conversation, especially on TV. That was tacky to me.
I don't think it. I don't
And then
know.
everybody's facial expression seeming, oh my God, she said what? Come on. I'm like, what could it better be something, but you gonna bleep it out? That's
Yeah.
I agree when you sent that about her son. I'm thinking that probably was her son, which makes it even worse. They
And
want Stacy to go against her son.
also, I wanted to mention that we know it's not Chris because this is about a recording. She could definitely be sued if she recorded him and put him on the show, but they've actually aired Chris's voice this season.
They have, but at the same time, when Stacy said, "Why don't we all sit down, including Chris, and talk about it?" And Monique said, "Well, no, we don't want. He's not going to be accountable for anything." Okay, well, who is going to be accountable? Because how in the world did the child get in this conversation? So
Well,
Stacy, to
one of
me,
the ways that she
it
said,
made her look terrible to me, and Stacy walked away with nothing going on. How tacky is it for you to bring your child into the? I didn't like that. I thought that was really tacky.
I don't know if I think it was a word that she beaked off, but she started off by saying, I don't know if that was started off or in between, I don't know, but or if I'm getting this confused with the first 7 minutes of next week.
I know you can't show it or play it.
Yeah, but she goes on to say that she didn't understand why he even knew. This is why I don't think that Monique said anything to him. She didn't understand why he even knew that Stacy was on the show because she hadn't even met Stacy or something like that. So it sounds like Chris was talking around the kids. That's what it sounds like. And Monique is like, how do you even know her? I don't even know her. It was something to that effect. And I could be wrong about, I don't even know her, but I know she said, how do you know her? How does he even know that somebody named Stacy is in the group? That's why I was thinking that Chris said something around the kids and the kids said something to her. Inadvertently, it could have been him trying to just have a conversation with his mama and say, well, on the show, it's a girl named Stacy, right? It could have been something as innocent as that.
But let's take the innocence out of it and bring you on television, record it, answer this question, say what you just told. That was tacky. No way around it. It's almost like people.
I hear you, but I think she's just trying to.
It's almost like she's now saying, "Here, go ahead and disagree with my son if you want to." That's ridiculous. Would you want Stacy to sit and combat your son or whoever was on the phone?
I think that she was trying to prove the point
that she's messy. She proved it. We knew it.
I don't think that was about messy. I think that
her son up here in the housewife drama. Come on. Come on.
I think that this was her trying to prove a point because she knew it wasn't going to air for the world to hear.
Okay.
Because it couldn't. She even started off saying, I know you won't be able to air this, but I do think y'all need to hear this.
We don't need to hear it, though. We don't need to hear it. So all we know is that someone maybe
she knew it wasn't going to be aired. It's not like she knew unequivocally.
If it was Cookie, it would have been aired.
Probably. It could have been anybody. That's why I don't think it was Cookie. I don't know where y'all.
That's why I think it was her child, which should not have been nowhere near this conversation, whether he picked up the phone or not. There shouldn't be a situation where you were sitting here recording it and going to put you on national television on Bravo. We'll beep it out, but just so the world know we listening to something they can't hear. That was tacky. Monique need to quit.
I don't know. I thought it was clever because if
you wouldn't bring your child on for nothing like that.
I probably would if I was just bringing it to the ladies. If I knew it couldn't be aired, she know it can't be aired because Kristen put a cease and desist against her and it got her back in court. That's why she knew unequivocally this wasn't.
You need to take her back to court because that's tacky.
It wasn't a situation where she could assume. It was a situation that she's going to show them this because she knew it was going to get bleeped out. Now, what she might not have thought was that they would cut out that whole segment, and they did. That might be possible, but it was she knew that they couldn't air it because she started off saying that.
Who was going to sit up here and play a child's message so that Stacey
We don't know
can
who
rebut
it
that.
is.
That's we don't, but we're
We're
talking about
just
different
hearing.
scenarios that may or may not have happened. And if
Yeah.
that's one of them, you're putting. What do you want Stacey to say? This is your kid. Do you really want her to go back and forth with you over that? So
It
I think
wasn't
she
no
handled
reason
it
for her
well.
to say it or
People are
not.
so
I'm
thirsty.
sure it was what
People are
whatever
so
he
thirsty to get
heard.
at Stacey. They willing to do anything. And to me, it made Monique look worse than she did in season 5.
I
Messy.
don't think so. I think that
I know you
I
don't.
think I think that Stacey has lied so much that I don't know if this is a lie because I've already admitted that I think
And
it
you don't
sounds
know what was
suspicious.
said. So we're just gonna
Yeah, and
make
we
it look
don't know
like she
what was
lied.
said. I've already said I think it was suspicious. I'm okay with that thought process. I'm just simply saying that Giselle, that Stacey has lied so much at this point they're just paying and stuff because it do kind of look like setup, and it might not even be but the setup might be with really Kiana and Cookie, not with anybody else, and that Ashley kicked it off and don't even know it.
Ashley knew what she was doing.
I don't think she knew. And then, also the secret isn't about whether or not they dated. Allegedly, the issue that they're having is allegedly they said that Monique was filming with the kids, and that is what ended her up in court. It wasn't about the bad sex and that part. It was about saying that um
Well, no,
she
I believe you're right. I think it did have a lot to do with what they with the
and
son,
wait a
but
minute.
nonetheless,
Wait a minute. Let me finish. Um, Something else about this whole Stacey came in a room and the children must have been in there. We can just make some inferences here. And nobody knew that the kids were there. It was a situation like that because nobody else knew that the kids were there. But Stacey had went in a room to like use the bathroom or whatever. It's something like that. It's a situation where Monique is confused about like nobody else knew the kids was in here because she's not supposed to have those kids filmed.
so
But production could have
let's
been
just play their recording on Bravo.
huh?
So
I
we
don't think
know they
it's
can be
true.
filmed. Let's just play this recording from my son and Stacey. Don't you dare come at my son. I mean, that was so tacky. That was tacky.
Well, I don't know how. I don't think it would have been an attack on the son because we know the son had met Stacey. The son, or maybe even if the son had the son, whatever he heard from his daddy.
Right,
And
but like what Andy said to Wendy, you look like you want to tell Stacey to confess or whatever. If it's played, people are looking for Stacey to rebut that in some kind of way, which means you would be putting Stacey against your child. And I'm just glad Stacey is smart enough to shut up and not feed into all that bull crap. It was tacky. I was really, really, really shocked when you sent me that message thinking, well, I think it was his son. There's no way that she would have his son do that. But obviously,
I don't
sounds
know.
like you might be
That's what
right.
people are saying. Again, we're just guessing. That's
Mm-hmm.
just the rumors. We're just telling you the rumors.
Yeah.
We don't know who it was. We could just assume that it wasn't Chris.
Because initially I thought it was Cookie. And then I said, well,
They
how's
would have
she going to
aired.
believe Cookie after telling us, a few episodes ago that she wouldn't trust Cookie? So
Yeah.
that might not be the case.
Yeah.
But,
I don't think her and Cookie get along at all.
and since we can't hear it, I don't even know why they played it.
Yeah. But anyway, I think this is a good reunion. What you think? You think scale it 1 through 10?
I am enjoying the reunion. I would give it an 8.
Mm.
So next week they'll do mostly Karen and Wendy, I'm assuming. And if that's the case, Kayana, Tia, I don't know whether they get about 60 seconds each.
Oh, a lot of the Democrats didn't come. Girl, I'm sitting up here. The State of the Union address is on.
The Democrat, a lot of them didn't come.
Yeah, it's a lot of them missing. I just wanted to see what the audience looked like. Yeah, a lot of them didn't. I'm sorry. Did you ask me a question? I apologize.
I think I just made a statement. I forgot what it was. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry,
No, it's
but
okay.
yeah,
I think that we
hit
have.
it.
Yeah, I think we covered everything.
Yeah, we hit it. We hit it. We hit it
Yeah,
very well.
yeah.
You're the cameraman, so shady. He just keeps showing the Democratic side with these little empty seats. He's so shady. But anyway, here, let me hear what lie he finna tell. So
Yeah,
anyway, it was so much fun. I'm really enjoying this. Like I straight get it's like a 9. I think this is one of the best reunions. A lot of times it's a lot of dead weight in reunions. So I guess
yeah,
next week we gonna hear about this silly trip and Karen.
yeah. I just hope that I hope Karen is more
More
accountable
expressive.
for what
Yeah,
she's
yeah. A lot of people felt like she was kind of dodging being calling herself an alcoholic.
right. She was really struggling to say that, which I imagine that is a struggle. But yeah, I can't wait for that to come on, and
Yeah,
then it'll be over.
yeah,
It's been a good season though. Wendy, oh my God. And here
yeah,
we go. She'll be in court in April. I was thinking
yeah.
about going down there to be
I
spring
hope
break.
they start filming, honey. I ain't heard nothing about no contracts or nothing.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
So,
Anyway,
all right, it was so much fun. We will
okay.
see y'all. It's next week, same time, same bat channel. Well, different channel, but yeah. All
Bye,
right,
y'all.
peace out.
Bye bye.